Okay, so we're reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 1. And today we're starting with text 87. राधिका उन्माद्य चे उद्धव दर्शने उद्घूर्णा प्रलापित चे प्रभुर रात्रि दिने. Just as Srimati Radharani talked inconsistently with a bumblebee in the presence of Uddhava, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his ecstasy talked crazily and inconsistently day and night. So somebody please read the purport and then we'll discuss it.
I can read it, Prabhuji.
Go ahead, please.
This Unmad madness is not ordinary madness. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talked inconsistently, almost like a crazy fellow, he was in the transcendental ecstasy of love. In the highest transcendental ecstasy, there is a feeling of being enchanted in the presence of the enchanter. When the enchanter and the enchanted become separated, mohan or bewilderment occurs. When so bewildered due to separation, one becomes stunned, and at that time, all the bodily symptoms of transcendental ecstasy are manifested. When they are manifest, one appears inconceivably crazy. This is called transcendental madness. In this state, there is imaginative discourse, and one experiences emotions like those of a madman. This madness of Srimati Radharani was explained to Krishna by Uddhav, who said, "My dear Krishna, because of extreme feelings of separation from you, Srimati Radharani, sometimes making her bed in the groves of the forest, sometimes rebuking a bluish cloud, and sometimes wandering about in the dense darkness of the forest. Thus she has become like a crazy woman." Okay,
Thank you,
Hare
madam.
Krishna.
So there's a Sanskrit word for mood of separation. It's called vipralambha bhav. That's the mood of separation. And this particular verse or the purport is explaining what happens when you have that extreme feeling of separation um, from someone you're greatly in love with. And it's describing the incident where Uddhav was telling Krishna what he saw in Vrindavan when he was there. And he said Radharani was basically talking like a crazy woman. She was chastising a bumblebee because bumblebee is dark in color. So she was comparing or confusing, I should say, him with you, as she was chastising the bumblebee that he's not faithful to any one flower. He goes from flower to flower to flower. Krishna is the same way. He goes from one to another, and now he's left us all in Vrindavan and gone to the ladies in Mathura just because they're more sophisticated. He's now busy with them. So then, in that mood, she was talking to the bumblebee um, that Uddhava is describing to Lord Krishna. Now, there is another extreme of Vipalambha, which is called Prem Vachitri. So Prem Vachitri is I guess, the extreme Vipalambha, where the person starts to feel separation from the loved one, even in the presence of the loved one.
Mhm.
So actually, there's a very famous pastime that one day in one of the groves of Vrindavan, Lord Krishna was lying down with his head in the lap of Radharani. So they're together and so close that his head is in her lap. But suddenly there was a lightning in the sky. So she compared lightning because of the color of lightning with herself, and the color of the cloud was darkish blue. So in her mind, that was Krishna. And she saw the lightning separate from the cloud. So she became convinced that I have become separated from Krishna. And she started crying. Oh, Krishna, where have you gone? Why have you left me? I need to be with you, all those kind of things. And Krishna saying, wait a minute, I'm right here. I'm right here. What are you talking about? And she has no idea that Krishna is sitting right there. And she's just going on crying and weeping and making statements like that. Totally oblivious of Krishna's actual presence, which basically shows that Vripalambha Bhav is stronger than the Sanyog Bhav, which is the mood of the union. And then this purport explains further that in Vipalamba Bhav, the uh, the lover becomes bewildered and then stunned, and at that time starts to manifest what we call sattvic vikar or transcendental ecstasy symptoms. And in that transcendental ecstasy, the one appears to be inconceivably crazy. So sometimes laughing very loud, like Sanskrit word is attahas. Sometimes tears are flowing, but tears flow in our case because the ecstasy is not there. They basically glide down or slide down our cheeks. But in this case, when the symptoms are like that, the tears come out like syringes. They go straight out from the eyes. Um, or the person will be crying loudly, or body shivering, or a hair standing on end, or mumbling to themselves, or talking to an imaginary person, talking very inconsistently or in a manner that's not understood by any normal person. That is the transcendental madness that a lover can feel in that separation of loved one. But obviously, this requires really transcendental feelings, transcendental personalities. It's not possible for people like us. Um, and then in the last line, to support that, Prabhupada's writing, last line of the purport, my dear Krishna, because of extreme feelings of separation from you, this is Uddhava talking. He's saying, my dear
Mhm.
Krishna, because of extreme feelings of separation from you, Srimati Radharani is sometimes making her bed in the groves of the forest, sometimes rebuking a bluish cloud thinking that's Krishna, and sometimes wandering about in the dense darkness of the forest. So she has no idea what she's doing. Like they say, unmad, unmat, pagal, just gone totally crazy, lost senses completely. And like she's become like a crazy woman, all in the feeling of separation from you, Krishna. So that's why Radharani's mood is called Mahamadanakhya Bhav. There's nothing higher than that. It's the height of loving somebody. Only Radharani can do it. Not even the gopis have that mood. They have Madhurya Bhav, but not Mahamadanakhya Bhav. That's only for Radharani. Okay, any questions or comments before we move to 88? Okay, text 88. द्वादश वत्सर शेष ऐचे गोआइल यही मत शेष लीला त्रिविधाने कैल. The last 12 years of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were passed in this transcendental craziness. Thus, he executed his last pastimes in three ways. So, we'll talk about that in the next couple of verses. But basically, he's saying that first 6 years after sannyas, Lord Chaitanya traveled across India, mostly in South India, but some North India also. The next 6 years, freely distributing love of Krishna. That's in Jagannath Puri. And then last 6 years, mostly in Gambhira, acting like a madman in separation of Krishna. And we'll discuss all those things in the next few verses. Okay. Text 89. संन्यास करे 24 वत्सर कैला जे जे कर्म अनंत अपार तार के जाने बे मर्म. For the 24 years after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order, whatever pastimes he executed were unlimited and unfathomable. Who can understand the purport of such pastime? By the way, I made a mistake. I said 6 traveling, 6 distributing love of Krishna, and 6 mostly Gambhira. No, that's actually 12 years. So it's 24 years total. So 6 traveling, 6 distributing love of Krishna, and 12 in Gambhira, basically acting like madman in separation of Krishna. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, text 90. उद्देश्य करिते करी दिग्दर्शन मुख्य मुख्य लीलार करी सूत्र गणन. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that just to indicate those pastimes, I'm presenting a general survey of the chief pastimes in the form of a synopsis. So here in this chapter, Krishna's Kaviraj is not giving the details. Some of these details are found in Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur, and some of them are in this particular book, Chaitanya Charitamrita, later on in chapters. Text 91. प्रथम सूत्र प्रभु और संन्यास करण संन्यास करी चलिला प्रभु Shri Vrindavan. This is the first synopsis. After accepting the sannyas order, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded towards Vrindavan. Somebody read the purport, please.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Go ahead, yes.
Clearly, these statements are a real account of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's acceptance of the renounced order of life. His acceptance of this renounced order is not at all comparable to the acceptance of sannyasa by Mayavadis. After accepting sannyasa, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to reach Vrindavan. He was unlike the Mayavadi sannyasis, who desired to merge into existence of absolute. For a Vaishnava, acceptance of sannyas means getting relief from all material activities and completely devoting oneself to the transcendental loving service of the Lord. This is confirmed by Srila Rupa Goswami, BRS 12255. Anakshatasya Vishayam Yat Raham Upya Najata Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. For a Vaishnava, the renounced order means completely giving up attachment for material things and engaging non-stop in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The Mayavadi sannyasis, however, do not know how to engage everything in the service of the Lord because they have no devotional training. They think material objects to be untouchable. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. The Mayavadis think that the world is false, but the Vaishnava sannyasis do not think like this. Vaishnava says, why should the world be false? It is really, and it is meant for the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For a Vaishnava sannyasi, renunciation means not accepting anything for personal sense enjoyment. Devotional service means engaging everything for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So, in the purport, a very clear distinction is being made by Srila Prabhupada between a Vaishnava sannyasi and a Mayavadi sannyasi. See, the main characteristic of a Vaishnava, sannyasi or not, is to use everything in the service of Krishna. So the verse is quoted from Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, says, Anasaktasya Vishyan Yatharaham Upajunyata. So use whatever is there in the service of Krishna. And if you have to do some material work, then do only as much as necessary. But do not reject anything just because it's material. So actually there's in the very next verse after in this Bhakti Sindhu, where it's described what a Yukta Vairagya is, it's described Phalgu Vairagya. Right? It says Prapancha Kriya Buddhya Hari Sambandhi Vastuna. Moksha bhi parityago phalgum vairagyam uchate. It's saying that don't reject material things because everything belongs to Krishna. So everything material is supposed to be used in the service of Krishna. So that is the attitude of a Vaishnava, sannyasi or otherwise. On the other hand, Mayavadis say, no, everything is false and therefore don't touch it. I remember many years ago, after the Aarti, a flower had been offered, so I was taking it around to all the congregation members for them to smell. And I went to one girl, young girl, 18, 20 years old. She said, no. I said, what do you mean, no, you don't want to smell it? She said, no. I said, why? She said, because that's sense gratification. Well, that's Mayavadi. Because the flower has been offered to Krishna already, therefore it's representing the mercy of Krishna. And by accepting by smelling the flower, you're actually serving Krishna and accepting his mercy. We all know the story of the four Kumaras just before they cursed, or just after they cursed Jai and Vijay, Lord Narayan came. And simply by smelling the tulsi leaves on his lotus feet, they became pure devotees. These are Kumaras. So, therefore, to smell a flower that's been offered to Krishna, that is really, really not very intelligent. And that's the Mayavadi philosophy, because they think it's all material. So here Prabhupada is explaining, but Vaishya sannyasis are not like that. They take anything material or use it in the service of Krishna and they spiritualize that way. So it says here, the last line, for a Vaishnava sannyasi, renunciation means not accepting anything for personal self-enjoyment. So yeah, don't use material things for personal enjoyment, but use it in the service of Krishna. So devotional service means engaging everything for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of God. So, if you talk about money, go ahead and make $1 billion. Nothing wrong with that, but use it in the service of Krishna. Like Prabhupada, in his 12 years in the West, he must have collected millions of dollars, but not 1 cent for himself. Not 1 cent for himself. He was never shy of asking people for money, but not 1 cent for him. It's all for publishing books and building temples. He built 108 temples. And nothing wrong with that. And that's the point. So anything material not to be rejected, but to be used in the service of Krishna.
Correct.
That is their purpose. Okay. 92. Premete vibhal bahe nahi ki smaran, radeshe tin din karila brahman. Translation. When proceeding toward Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna, and he lost all remembrance of the external world. In this way, he traveled continuously for 3 days in Radhadesh, the country where the Ganges River does not flow. So, question for all of you. Why does the word Radhadesh sound familiar? Who appeared there? Who appeared in this place called Radhadesh? Okay, let me give you a hint. Harai Pandit and Padmavati Devi.
Nityananda.
Yes, very good. Nityananda appeared in Radhadesh. And specifically, place called Ek Chakra. Anyway, so basically the point is that Lord Chaitanya decided to go to Vrindavan, and on his way, is feeling so ecstatic for Krishna that he didn't know where he was going, which way he's going, where he is. Lost total feeling for any of that. So, I should point one more thing, because it said specifically here, the country where the Ganges River does not flow. So we just said Lord Nityananda appeared there. Now, where did Lord Ram appear? What was the river beside?
Sarayu.
Sorry?
Saryu.
Sarayu, exactly.
Sarayu.
Where did Lord Krishna appear?
Yamuna.
Yamuna.
Right? Where did Lord Chaitanya appear?
Gangas,
Navadvip.
Ganga.
Charanti.
Where did Lord Nityananda appear?
no river there.
No
No
river.
river.
No river. So this is why Lord Nityananda is supposed to be considered even more merciful than Lord Chaitanya, because wherever there's a holy river, people are generally speaking pious people. But when there's no river, piety is lacking. So Lord Nityananda said, I'm going to appear where there's very little piety and make everybody pious.
Oh,
That's the mercy of Lord Nityananda.
that's very nice.
Okay. Text 93. Nityananda Prabhu Mahaprabhu Bhulaya Ganga Tere Loya Aila Yamuna Boliya. Translation. First of all, Lord Nityananda bewildered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by bringing him along the banks of the Ganges, saying that it was the river Yamuna. So now, let me explain I won't go into a lot of details because we'll talk about this later on. But in brief, when Lord Chaitanya was walking, he was across the river from Shantipur. Now, who lives in Shantipur? Somebody must know.
Shrivastava?
Advaitacharya.
Advaitacharya, yes. So when he got across that, there was some little cowherd boys taking care of the cows. So Nityanand was walking with Lord Chaitanya, and he went quickly to the boys and said, "See this man coming our way? If he asks you where is Vrindavan and where is Yamuna, just point to Ganga, say that's Yamuna, and Vrindavan's right here." So basically tell a lie. Now Lord Chaitanya was not in his senses. So sure enough, he saw these boys and said, "Oh, by the way, where is Yamuna? Where is Vrindavan?" And they said, "That's Yamuna and there's Vrindavan." So, and at the same time, Lord Nityanand had sent somebody to Shantipur to invite, to tell Advaita Acharya, Lord Chaitanya is here, come and get him. So he came in his boat. And when Lord Chaitanya saw Advaita Acharya, he said, "Wait a minute, Advaita Acharya, how come you are here? I thought I was in Vrindavan." That's what Nityanand told me. And Advaita Acharya gave a very famous answer. Does anybody know by any chance? "My dear Lord, wherever
Wherever
you
you
are
are
is
there,
Vrindavan.
that's Vrindavan. Yes, Prabhuji.
Wherever you are is Vrindavan." So this is Vrindavan. So then Lord Chaitanya knew that I have been fooled by Nityanand, but anyway, he smiled. And Advaita Acharya invited him to his house. So took him to his house and then sent a messenger to Navadvip, where his mother, Lord Chaitanya's mother, Mata, was living, and said, "Lord Chaitanya is here, come." So very quickly she also came, and so many devotees who were all in Bengal, they all came. And then Lord Chaitanya stayed there, I think, for 10 days. It might be 3 days, not 100% sure. And in that time, Mother Mata, cooked prasadam, bhoga, I should say, prasadam for everybody. And there were wonderful kirtan going on for that many days. Usha, you have a question? Usha? I thought your hand was up.
Yes, Prabhu. So wherever there is Krishna, there is Vrindavan. So it must be the installed deity or uninstalled as well.
Okay.
Krishna is in our house also, in
Yes.
our homes also.
So installed deity, but installed deity being properly worshipped in the right mood. Just because you have a statue there doesn't make it Vrindavan. So you have to make him Krishna, because there's so many statues lying in his houses, in their shelves and mantelpiece, all sorts of corners of the house. That's not Vrindavan. And that's not Krishna. That's a statue.
Yep.
It's only Krishna when it's worshipped properly.
Mm.
And then, yes, there's Vrindavan. Your house, if you're worshipping Krishna properly, is Vrindavan. Your temple is Vrindavan. That's correct.
Mm. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. All right. Next. Sorry. Text.
Prabhu, sorry to interrupt. In this regard, I wanted to just share something.
Mhm.
When you said your house, your altar, it's Vrindavan because Krishna is there. I don't know if it's very silly, but I do when I'm cleaning the altar. There is always some dust, and I put it on my forehead, saying, "Oh, this is Vrindavan dust."
Good for you. That's great. Good for you.
Yeah, I always
It's not,
do that.
it's not silly at all. That's
Mayapur dust, the Vrindavan dust,
Yeah.
Jagannath Puri. I always
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I don't
Wonderful.
know.
And this is why you also call your house not your house.
Yeah.
You call it Radha Kunj Bihari's house.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
That's what makes it Vrindavan again.
Yeah.
Where Krishna resides, that's Vrindavan.
Just wanted to share.
No, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So the proper worship means 7 times, 6 times, or
No. Even one time. It's not
okay?
the
Then my
number of,
house is Laddu's house is
it's
Laddu Gopal's
not
house is
number of
Vrindavan.
times. It's what mood you have. It's how much love you have. How sincere you are. How you treat your deity. That's what makes a difference, not number of times. I mean, they're pure devotees who don't do any arti. They don't do any mudra and tantra and mantra when they offer to Krishna. They take it from their pocket and feed him. Do you know that when in Jagannath Puri, Anavasar happens? Everybody knows Anavasar, right? The 15 days where Lord Jagannath is not visible to devotees.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Prabhu.
So those 15 days, the normal Brahmins and Pandits are not allowed to serve the Lord.
Mm.
But it's these Shabbers who are serving the Lord for 15 days. And you know how they offer bhoga to Lord Jagannath? They make a plate for him, make a plate for themselves. They both eat together.
Oh.
Yeah. So we can't compare with those things. So because we are the sadhakas, we have to have that formality. But still the mood can be there.
Yep.
Okay. Text 94. Shantipure Acharya Grihe Agman Prathama Bhiksha Kail Taha Ratre Sankirtan. After 3 days, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to the house of Advaita Acharya at Shantipur and accepted alms there. This was his first acceptance of alms. At night, he performed congregational chanting there. Okay, let's see the purport.
I can read through.
Please go ahead.
It appears that in his transcendental ecstasy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgot to eat for 3 continuous days. He was then misled by Nityanand Prabhu, who said that the river Ganges was the Yamuna. Because the Lord was in the ecstasy of going to Vrindavan, he was engladdened to see the Yamuna, although in actuality the river was the Ganges. In this way, the Lord was brought to the house of Advaita Prabhu at Shantipur after 3 days, and he accepted food there. As long as the Lord remained there, he saw his mother, Sachidevi, and every night executed congregational chanting with all the devotees.
Yeah, thank you. So we've already discussed all that. Basically, the point here is that he traveled for 3 days. And for those 3 days, he didn't have any hunger because he was so immersed in mood of separation. Okay, 95. Mata Bhakta Ganere Taha Karila Milan Sarva Samadhana Kari Kail Niladri Gaman. At the house of Advait Prabhu, he met his mother as well as all the devotees from Mayapur. He adjusted everything and then went to Jagannath Puri. So basically, he went back.
I can read the purport, Prabhu.
Please do. Yeah, go ahead, Susha.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew very well that his acceptance of sannyas was the thunderbolt for his mother. He therefore called for his mother and the devotees from Mayapur. And by the arrangements of Sri Advaita Acharya, he met them for the last time after his acceptance of sannyasa. His mother was overwhelmed with grief when she saw that he was clean shaven. There was no longer any beautiful hair on his head. Mother Sachi was pacified by all the devotees, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked her to cook for him because he was very hungry, not having taken anything for 3 days. His mother immediately agreed, and forgetting everything else, she cooked for the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. During all days, she was at the house of Sri Advaita Prabhu. Then, after a few days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested his mother's permission to go to Jagannath Puri. At his mother's request, he made Jagannath Puri his headquarters after his acceptance of sannyas. Thus, everything was adjusted, and with his mother's permission, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded towards Jagannath Puri.
Yeah, thank you. So, his mother actually fainted when she saw him without the hair. She
Yep.
loved his hair, right? And many of you in this class are mothers, so you can appreciate this. The most satisfying activity for a mother is to cook for her son. Am I right or not?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Oh, sorry. Okay. All right, then I won't go
Picky at certain age, Prabhu.
there. Anyway, so she loved it. And Then there's another point here. It says here that Lord Chaitanya decided to go to Jagannath Puri at the request of his mother. But that is the external reason. That's the external reasons. His mother said, Jagannath Puri is close by. Devotees are always going there. So if you go to Jagannath Puri, I'll keep it in the news of you. Otherwise, you go to Vrindavan, nobody goes there from here. I'll never hear about it. So I'll be worried. So please go to Jagannath Puri. So he said, yes, okay. And that's the external reason. The internal reason, try to understand. What is the mood in Jagannath Puri? So let me give you a hint. In Mayapur, the mood is Audarya Bhav, very merciful. Even if you make offenses, Lord Chaitanya forgives you. So in Vrindavan, the mood is union, right? Radha and Krishna are together, right? They're enjoying their time together. That's mood of union. What is the mood in Jagannath Puri?
Separation.
Separation.
Mood
No,
of separation.
Dwarkadish.
Sibling.
No, mood of
Siblings.
separation.
Separation.
Krishna is
Separation.
missing Radharani. Jagannath Puri is
Right.
Krishna missing Radharani. Everybody agree
Yep.
with me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right? Now, what is Lord Chaitanya's mood?
Radharani missing Krishna.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Lord Chaitanya's mood is Radharani missing Krishna. So now, what could be a better place than where Krishna is meeting Radharani, Radharani is missing Krishna, and they're meeting together?
Jagannath Puri.
No, I'm saying, what could be
Yeah.
better than that? That is why the internal reason why Lord Chaitanya moved to or agreed to move to Jagannath Puri. Is that clear to everybody?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, can you repeat that first?
Yeah. So in Jagannath Puri, the mood is Krishna missing Radharani. Lord Chaitanya's mood is Radharani missing Krishna. So what could be a better place than the meeting of the two? Where Krishna is meeting Radha, Radha is missing Krishna, and they're meeting. That was the internal reason for Lord Chaitanya moving there. And that is why we read the pastime where Lord Jagannath is on the Rath during Rath Yatra, and Lord Chaitanya is dancing. And their eyes meet. Lord Chaitanya is looking at Jagannath, Jagannath looking at Radharani. So now what's happening? Krishna was missing Radharani, is looking at Radharani who's missing Krishna. And the chariot stops. Chariot does not move.
Yes.
And the tears from Lord Chaitanya are coming out like syringe of water. Okay, that's a perfect place for them. So Krishna, Lord Chaitanya arranged for inspired Mother Sachi to ask that or make that request to please go to Jagannath. But he said, okay, all right, Mother, I listen to you. I'm a good boy. Okay?
So Prabhuji,
Haji.
for like you must have seen pure devotees. So do they also cry with syringes, tears? Like, have you seen anybody?
No, Mother, yeah, personally, I have not. And I have never cried like that either. So I don't know. But this is what I've read.
Like,
So this is a bookish knowledge.
but it does happen in the
Yeah, well, the books won't be wrong. The scriptures won't be wrong.
yes.
Like,
So it's happening in the spiritual world, not in the material world. You mean like that?
no, I'm saying it happens in the material world with the
Hmm.
pure devotees. Like Lord Chaitanya is famous as a pure devotee, and the ideas will come out like syringe.
Okay. Okay.
She's
Prabhuji.
not convinced, but that's what it is.
I mean, so in a way, you're saying that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the only exceptional pure devotee, and
No, I did not say that. I said we read about
so
Chaitanya like that, but there are
hmm,
other pure
hmm.
devotees do the same kind of thing.
So I mean, in today's time, there should be a pure devotee also who must be crying like that. That's
Must
what
be.
I mean to say.
Yeah, he must be.
Okay.
Let's go
Okay.
to
Okay,
Vrindavan and look
Prabhuji.
for him.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Nani?
Prabhuji, also, is it true that when Rath Yatra happened, Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expanded
Sorry, didn't hear the last few words.
sides of
You have to repeat the whole sentence. I can't hear you.
Hello, Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yes? So repeat.
So, Prabhu,
No,
yeah,
I can't hear you. Something happens.
you cannot hear me.
I can hear you now.
So I was asking Prabhuji, did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expanded him to many Chaitanya Mahaprabhus and he was all around like
Yes, yes,
chariot?
yes. So 7 parties, 7 Lord Chaitanyas dancing with each party. Each party thinking they're dancing only with him.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's a whole long pastime with that. But yes, expanded to 7 Lord Chaitanyas.
Just like Krishna. Krishna did that
Krishna
many
did
times.
3
Yes.
billion, but Lord Chaitanya did only 7.
Mm.
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah.
96. Text 96. पथे नाना लीला रस देव दर्शन माधव पुरी कथा Gopal स्थापन. On the way toward Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed many other pastimes. He visited various temples, heard the story about Madhavendra Puri and the installation of Gopal. Okay, it's a very short purport. I'll read it. This Madhav Puri is Madhavendra Puri. Another Madhava Puri is Madhvacharya, who was the spiritual master of a devotee in the line of Gadadhar Pandit and who wrote a book known as Sri Mangal Bhashya. Madhvacharya, however, is different from Madhavendra Puri, which mentioned this first. So anyway, you all know the story about Madhavendra Puri, the Chichor Gopinath, and installation of Gopal deity by Madhavendra Puri. Okay, so we won't get into the details. That's basically it. Text 97. Shir Chori Katha Sakshi Gopal Vivaran Nityananda Kale Prabhu Dand Bhanjan. From Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the story of Shir Chor Gopinath and of the witness Gopal. Then Nityananda Prabhu broke the sannyas rod belonging to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So read the paragraph purport, then we'll discuss.
I can read it, Prabhuji.
Please go ahead.
This Kshira Churi Gopinatha is situated in Remuna, about 4 miles away from the Baleswara Balasore station on the Northeastern Railway, formerly known as the Bengal Mayapur Railway. This station is situated a few miles away from the famous Kharatpur Junction station. Some time ago, the charge of the temple was given to Shyamasundara Adhikari from Gopi Vallabhapura, which lies on the border of the district of Medinipura. Shyamasundara Adhikari was a descendant of Rasikananda Murari, the chief disciple of Shyamananda Goswami. A few miles before the Jagannath Puri station is a small station called Sakshi Gopala. Near this station is a village named Satyavadi, where the temple of Sakshi Gopala is situated.
Yeah. So again, you all know the story about Sakshi Gopal, you know the story about Radhachira Gopinath, and you know about Madhavendra Puri. So we won't get into the details, but the point I wanted to make was this story of Madhavendra Puri is being narrated by Lord Nityanand to Lord Chaitanya. So imagine how elevated a devotee must be that he's being described by one Supreme Personality of Godhead to other Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Madhavendra Puri is no ordinary pure devotee. No ordinary pure devotee. So amazing devotee and obviously amazing pastimes. And the Sakshi Gopal story also you all know. So if you go to Jagannath Puri, you must go to Sakshi Gopal. And if you can, Remuna Dham is not very far from there. Beautiful deities, amazing story, an amazing temple, and an amazing pastime. So I'll encourage every one of you, if you get a chance, please make a visit to Remuna Dham and see Sakshi Gopal, Shichur Gopinath. And with Jagannath Puri, Sakshi Gopal is like 30 kilometers or something like that. So please visit that as well. Okay, text 98. रुद्ध हुइया एका गेला जगन्नाथ देखते देखिया मूर्छित हुइया पड़िला भूमिते. Oh, I forgot. So another part of this verse was 97 that Lord Nityananda broke the rod, the sannyas rod. of Lord Chaitanya as they were going to Jagannath Puri. Not very far from Jagannath Puri, but that's when he broke it. And Lord Chaitanya said, "Where's my danda? My rod?" Somebody said, "Well, Nityananda broke it." So Lord Chaitanya got very, very upset, very, very upset. And he said, "I'm not going to walk with you guys. You want to go first? You go first, I'll come later. Or I'll go first, you don't come with me, you come later." He was so angry. So they said, "Okay, you go first, please." But they wanted to make sure that he got faints or something like that on the way. They'll at least see him and pick him up. Anyway, so he left before everybody else to go to Jagannath Puri. So text 98 is saying, "Kruddha hoya eka gela." I'm sorry, yeah.
Prabhuji, why did he broke the rod?
I'm sorry.
Why did Lord Nityananda broke the rod?
Oh, okay. So it's not very clear, but different acharyas have given different explanations. And the one that made most sense to me, so in other words, I could understand it, that Lord Chaitanya was saying, Lord Chaitanya is not ordinary sannyasi, because what does the rod represent? Anybody knows?
That you devote your body, mind, and
Correct.
karmana, mansa, and
Yes.
vacha all to the Lord.
Correct. So basically your mind, your speech, and your body. It's all under control, and that represents that. So Lantana is saying, wait a minute, why does my Lord have to prove to anybody he's got his body, mind, and his speech under control? Therefore, he does not need this rod. He does not need to prove anybody. He doesn't need to carry it. He doesn't have to remind himself. He's by nature, they call it nijaguna. His own nature is that everything's under control. So why should he carry it? It's an unnecessary weight for him. So he broke it. But just to show the world, Lord Chaitanya got angry. Obviously, he was not angry. He can never get angry with Lord Chaitanya. But he showed his anger just for the benefit of the rest of us. Okay?
Mind, body, and speech?
Yes,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
sure.
So, Gopal Krishna Goswami also had danda, right?
Okay, yes. Also, all Vaishnava sannyasis in ISKCON carry the drum.
Navyoginder Maharaj he doesn't.
He's supposed to, I don't know if he does or not, but I've seen him carrying danda.
Acha.
Yeah. Everybody's required.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Sure. Okay. 98. क्रुद्ध होइया एका गेला जगन्नाथ देखते देखिया मूर्छित होइया पड़ेला भूमिते. After his sannyas rod was broken by Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu apparently became very angry and left his company to travel alone to Jagannath temple. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the Jagannath temple and saw Lord Jagannath, he immediately lost his senses and fell to the floor. Now, how many of us have ever fainted by seeing the deity of the Lord? Right?
No.
We just don't have those feelings. You just don't have that purity. Right? Text 99.
Prabhuji,
I'm sorry?
lot of people faint because of the crowd now.
Because of the
Crowd
Because of
in
crowd.
Jagannath Puri.
Yes. Text 99. सार्वभौम लोया गेला आपन भवन तृतीय प्रहरे प्रभुर ओइल चेतन. After Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Lord Jagannath in the temple and fell down unconscious, Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya took him to his home. The Lord remained unconscious until the afternoon when he finally regained his consciousness. So that's another whole story. So everybody knows Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, so we don't have to talk about him. And so Lord Chaitanya fainted. And actually the Pandas who were serving Lord Jagannath were actually upset. What's this guy creating disturbance? But Swami Bhattacharya saw there's something very special about this person. She said, no, don't disturb him. I'm going to take him my home. And those of you who have been to Jagannath Puri probably know that the house of Swami Bhattacharya is very, very close. Like literally maybe a 10-minute walk from the Jagannath Puri temple. So it took him there. And they say that, and I've seen the opening of it, that there's a tunnel that goes from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house to Jagannath Puri temple. I've seen the entrance, but I've not gone into the tunnel. But they said that this is a real tunnel, so it was shorter when you use the tunnel. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya brought Lord Chaitanya there. And then text 100, Nityananda, Jagadananda, Damodar, Mukund, Pache Asi Mili Sabe, Paila Ananda. The Lord had left Nityananda's company and had gone alone to Jagannath temple. But later, Nityanand, Jagadanand, Damodar, and Mukunda came to see him, and after seeing him, were very pleased. So they say, okay, it's okay. Text 101. तबे सार्वभौम प्रभु प्रसाद करिल अपने ईश्वर मूर्ति तारे दिखाइल. After this incident, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy upon Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya by showing him his original form as the Lord. So as you know, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya preached for 7 days Vedanta to Lord Chaitanya, who did not say a word for 7 days. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, you haven't said a word. Did you even understand what I was saying? And Lord Chaitanya said, I understood, but I don't agree. And then he, with his own philosophy, and that's when Lord Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became from a Mayavadi to a pure Vaishnava. And then Lord Chaitanya showed him his Shadbhuj form, the 6-arm form, and then Chaturbhuj form, the 4-arm form. Text 102. तबे तो करेला प्रभु दक्षिण गमन कुरुक्षेत्र कैल वासुदेव विमोचन. After bestowing mercy upon Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the Lord started for southern India. When he came to Kurukshetra, he delivered a person named Vasudev. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to tell you about the story of Vasudev, and I'll stop. So basically, Vasudev was a leper. And so his wounds all over his body, and it was so bad that maggots used to live in those wounds. And Vasudev was so kind-hearted, if a maggot fell down on earth, he'll pick it up and put it back on the wound because that's providing food for the maggot. So when he heard that Lord Chaitanya is visiting Kurukshetra, he came running to take darshan. Unfortunately for him, Lord Chaitanya had already left. So he sat there, was crying. But Lord Chaitanya, his Paramatma, he knows what's in everybody's heart. So he knew Vasudeva Vipra is crying for me. So he came back and gave darshan to Vasudeva Vipra and hugged him. And Vasudeva Vipra saying, no, my Lord, I'm contaminated. Please do not touch me. Please do not touch me. But Lord Chaitanya said, no, you're a pure devotee. Give a hug. As soon as he hugged him, his leprosy went away. He turned into a very handsome young man. When he became a handsome young man, he started crying. And Lord Chaitanya said, why are you crying? He said, now I'm handsome. I'm going to become proud. When I become proud, I'll stop being a devotee, and I don't want that. So please make me back the way I was. And Lord Chaitanya blessed him and said, no, don't worry. You'll never become proud. You have my blessings. You'll remain a pure devotee. So that's the story of Vasudeva Vipra. So I'm going to stop here. It's 9:30 exactly. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Otherwise, we'll finish the class now.
Prabhuji, this reminds me of Krishna also correcting the Kubja's hump.
Why does it remind you of that?
He corrects the
Become
Kubja's
beautiful.
hump by
Okay.
Lord Krishna similarly.
Yes.
Yes.
You become beautiful as well.
Yeah, Kubja was very pretty too.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
became very pretty later on. Yeah.
Yes. Kubja was an incarnation of Satyabhama.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, the Krishna's wife? One of
Yeah,
the wives?
later on, she became Krishna's wife. But
Satyabhama. Are there any portraits or pictures of them? Kubja?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll search.
Yeah, look for it if you want, but make sure you're not seeing Manthura.
Sorry?
I said you can look for the picture of Kubja, but make sure when you see a picture, you're not actually seeing Manthura's picture.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Any other?
Usha is in a fix now.
Now she'll have to be very careful now.
She is very careful now.
Yes. Pallavi Mata, you were trying to say something?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhuji,
Hare
where is Kurmakshetra?
It's in south. I believe it's close to Hyderabad, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
It's in the south for sure. But
Yeah, is there a specific like current day, like where is it, like the demarcation? I was just wondering.
Mataji, I don't know.
Okay. No worries, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Prabhuji, I just checked online. It says that this is the location where Kurma Avatar took place, and it is 13 kilometers from Sri Kakulam. I don't know where that is.
Okay. So
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Srikakulam.
In Andhra Pradesh, Prabhu.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Hyderabad. So Andhra Pradesh, somewhere in Andhra Pradesh, not very far from Hyderabad.
Perfect.
I don't know exactly where.
Bhadrachalam. Very close to Bhadrachalam.
Okay. And where is Bhattacharva?
Somewhere in India.
Near Kurukshetra.
near Hyderabad.
Everything
Thank
is
you so
clear
much,
as mud.
everyone.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhu, you said Hyderabad, so I have to say.
Prabhuji, Hyderabad.
Oh, Shishaja maybe knows. Go ahead.
Hyderabad is a Telangana.
Oh, that's true.
Srikakulam
I'm
is
an old
Andhra
man. I'm
Pradesh.
still thinking Andhra Pradesh.
This all comes on the route from
Srikakulam is
Vijayawada
it's close to
Puri
Visakhapatnam.
to Vijayawada.
She stays so close to Visakhapatnam.
Correct,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
when it is the Calcutta Chennai line, Prabhu.
Vizag, Prabhu. Close to Vizag.
Why is that in Visakhapatnam?
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
Hyderabad is in
In
Pakistan.
1960, I was in Visakhapatnam.
There you go. On a ship.
Yes, Prabhu.
And the other Hyderabad is in Pakistan,
Yes,
where
true.
I'm from.
Hyderabad Deccan, I think it's called, no?
No. That's in India. But the
Oh, that's in
Hyderabad in Sindh.
Okay.
हैदराबाद तो भाई साहब का है।
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Okay, Prabhuji, now the time for you to have
भाई
prashad.
साहब
Thank you,
प्रसाद
Prabhuji.
बनाया अभी। हरे कृष्णा
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you, all of
Krishna.
you.
हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna,
Achha,
Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you,
Hare
Prabhuji. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Pavane Namo
Thank you all.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Bol, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
good weekend.
Thank you, you too. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.